Hey Miles, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to see you again.
Likewise. Glad to be here.
How's everything been going for you?
They good. Kids are doing fine. Uh, Less troubles. So everything's been going good.
Okay. Um, yeah, we were here last time. We did an addiction severity index, and there was a few things on there that we were talking about. But just wanted to talk about. Give me an idea how your week went. Last few days.
Still trying to kind of shake off some things. Still looking for a job. Uh, Things still kind of moving
Haven't
a little
found any
slow.
employment yet.
Yeah, it's still moving pretty slow. Um,
What do you think it is?
I think it's just tough out here nowadays,
Yeah, this pandemic is something else.
especially with the restaurants and that been my field of choice and expertise. So it's
Yeah,
been
they're
pretty
talking
tough.
about shutting it down again.
Yeah, I've seen. Hopefully they don't actually, but we know who knows what's gonna come.
Okay. How are you getting along with everybody?
I'm getting along pretty well. Still having a few troubles here and there, but for the most part, I guess we kind of taking it one day at a time.
Okay, yeah, that's a good slogan. That's one of our favorites in the program, one day at a time.
Yeah.
But yes, as I was saying, we went over the addiction severity index, and there was a couple of things. Your input was very important. Appreciate it. You did some. You were very honest. It seems about everything that was going on, and you seemed a little sincere about a couple of next level. And
Mm.
this part of the process, what I want to do today is what we're going to do is talk about recommendations uh, to help you out with your situation and come up with a little bit of a plan, an initial plan to kind of guide you forward and set the tone for what you want to do so that you can help, be successful at this, staying abstinent and not getting yourself into situations where uh, alcohol and you do say that you've had a little bit of issue with some other substances uh, that we can get you in a situation where you could lick this, and that's what we want you to do. But first part of this is we're going to talk a little bit about where we were and get an idea um, and what's called a risk severity and rating.
Mm.
And in this, a couple of things that were brought to our attention, and it's under 6 dimensions, so we kind of rate you, and it kind of gives you, it's kind of a guideline to help you understand where you are, and basically give you an idea of how the clinicians are looking at rating you to find you the proper level of care. And if you don't know what level of care is, I mean, there's different levels. There's, you know, less intense where you just see someone on a daily basis from home. There's outpatient. There's, inpatient treatment. And in your case, we're looking to see exactly where you'd be. When we brought this in, uh, and you did say you were still unemployed, correct?
Mm-hmm.
My little computer's acting a little slow here. Bear with me. Now go on until it comes back on. But as far as the treatment planning, uh, there we go. And let's just kind of go back over. You started off at your doctor's office, and for the pain in your side. How's that coming along?
That pain. It's getting a little bit better, but I still have pain here and there. So it's getting there. It seems
Okay.
like.
Talk to me about your last week with the alcohol again. What were you?
Um, I was having a few troubles. Just
What kind of troubles?
kind of tremors and kind of trying to get rid of those. I don't know what to really call them. Just those like effects or after effects really.
Those are like probably the DTS,
Mm.
but I'm not a doctor, so I just want to, that's something that they would be able to help you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we did do, did we just want to just go over why you were in? You came in that you admitted using alcohol excessively, drinking alcohol, and slightly at that time we were saying that you slightly were in need of felt that you needed treatment, but you agreed that the alcohol use and the minimal use of the other drugs were creating discrepancies in your life, career, relationships. Does that still pretty much stand?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what we did was we talked about the different dimensions. I mean, dimension one, which was the acute alcohol and intoxication withdrawal potential, you had demonstrated that withdrawal symptoms are becoming more frequent and that your tolerance level is lower and you're becoming increasingly using alcohol more on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
And in that case, which would be you displayed basically an adequate ability to tolerate or cope with some of the withdrawal discomforts. Uh, there are also biomedical conditions where we're concerned with complications. You complained of your side,
Mm-hmm.
and that in that situation, that is something to be concerned with. You know, and again, could use some medical attention. And then you also, we talked about the third dimension, it's going to be the emotional, behavioral, cognitive conditions and complications. We talked about your relationships and with your families and friends, but you did say that there's causing you a little bit of strains
Mm-hmm.
in that relationship. And four would be your readiness to change. How do you feel you're ready to change?
Definitely looking forward to it. You know, looking forward to making progress.
Okay, so you're looking to explore some treatment options. I know that you went to intense outpatient before, and when you were going through your little legal troubles with the car, um, you know, and it said, I remember you saying that you wanted to explore some other options.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and the fifth one would be your potential to relapse or continued use. What do you feel about that?
Um, I feel pretty. I mean, it still holds pretty true.
Okay, because I know we're talking about that you still live around people that are still actively drinking and
Mm-hmm.
using some form of controlled substances.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to building the relationships and looking for people that are not really drinking and kind of having that influence on me.
Okay, good, good. Um, and then your recovery living and environment. Uh, I know you have your own place and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
um, but the environment, it's a lot of isolation, and
Mm-hmm.
which leads to the drinking.
Yeah, kind of just trying to stay focused on kind of that progress as well. That's part of the isolation, but there are times I guess I do lead towards drinking, maybe just out of habit.
Hmm. And that one, and out of those, the biggest one that concerns me is the withdrawal symptoms. Those can be have a tendency to be very dangerous,
Mm-hmm.
and they get increasingly worse before they get better.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're getting worse, and they definitely don't get better if there's continued alcohol abuse.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Um, Specificity here. So one of the things that we recommended is, and we were thinking initially. I tell you where we were going to go,
Mm-hmm.
and how we ended up where we are. We were thinking about potential outpatient treatment again.
Mm-hmm.
However, um, the concern with the withdrawal symptoms, think that at some point that you would be able to benefit from. They'd be able to be safely managed in a inpatient treatment
Mm-hmm.
facility. Because one of the things is, if we don't know how bad the withdrawal symptoms can get until you actually don't drink at all.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. So a little bit of continuous monitoring in that type of facility might do you some benefits. How do you feel about that?
Sounds pretty good.
Okay. Generally, they can go from around a 30, 45, or
But
60-day treatment.
but then again, though, you said it's that long.
Well, they can go from 30, 45 to 60 days, depending on the management of your care. You know, you're going to go from we're going to start in a detox facility for the most part, and from detox you will get a different. They will manage a different level of care from there, whether it's going to be 30, and then you would go from your back into your intensive outpatient.
I guess I thought when we were talking about, kind of going through the care, I didn't know I would have to actually go through the process. I have to stay somewhere for that, longer period of time. I thought it was more, a little shorter than that period.
Okay. Do you think you would benefit from the minimum of a 30-day stay?
I guess, I know it would be a benefit, but it's just a matter of, like, actually,
Well, I know we outside of the courts mandating you to the outpatient. I know that you expressed at one point that you didn't, you weren't motivated to go there, just going to work, going home. There are some benefits to explore in an inpatient facility. The managed care. You mentioned your pain in your side. It's a medical treatment center. 2, we talked about the withdrawal symptoms, the tremors, the shaking.
Yeah, I do want to get rid of those.
And they would be able to safely manage that by monitoring.
Okay. I guess when you put it that way, then it sounds a little reasonable.
Well, you make your decision here. When we'll talk too, we're going to talk a little bit about some treatment planning as to where we're going in the system, in the scenario. In the outpatient center. So, one, what do you think you wanted to? I generally express to clients about working on some type of relapse prevention program. What do you think how do you think that you'll be better off with that? How do you think, what type of goals would you set to accomplish that?
Well, mainly wanting to maintain a job, and like I said, about having good friends and kind of a better influence.
Okay. So maintaining a job, I know that we had quite a bit of jobs before. What do you think, your problem with the jobs were in the past, and how can we, because I know that you're able to get a good job generally with the cooking because you've had a few. What do you think what type of strength and need do you think would help you there?
Not getting burnt out.
Okay.
Make sure I get my rest.
So it'd be safe to say to maintain these jobs that you work on not getting burned out, getting some good rest. And what else would help you not get burned out?
I want to say just working steady hours with a job.
Yeah, restaurants can be all over the place.
Yeah, they tend to
late night Saturdays and
yeah, it's kind of a moment by moment type of thing.
And I you don't have to never tell anybody what exactly you're doing, but I think that if you were to be upfront with, not necessarily telling everything that's going on with you, but if you're upfront with a supervisor and say that you have priorities, that that you're working and you're able to, because you have no idea working in sobriety is going to be a much easier and better program for you. But telling them that, I don't think they'd have a problem adhering to some of those things that help you out. If you have a sponsor, you can always, sometimes you never know, jobs are, and once you get in these meetings, you never know what type of jobs you'll find when you're working a good program. But that's something else to do. And then working on that relapse program, what do you think is going to help you out there?
You mean like?
What type of goal would you have for?
Going to the meetings for sure.
Going to meetings? Okay, how many do you think?
I want to say at least three more, like more than 3 times a week.
Okay.
In that range.
Okay.
3, no less than 3 at least.
Okay.
Making the capital.
Good. And what else do you think will help you out there? What type of?
Definitely, just developing like coping skills.
Okay. Cool. So if I get this right, I'm putting this down as what's called a service plan. Some people call it a treatment plan. But I think that working towards this, and what some of our clinicians will help you do, is guide you in the right direction to help you accomplish these goals that you came up with. So I'm looking at here with 1, and we would working on a relapse prevention program,
Mm-hmm.
and to accomplish that, the objective on that one would be to go to meetings,
Mm-hmm.
make sober friends,
Mm-hmm.
3 meetings a week, and abstain from alcohol
Mm-hmm.
and other drugs. And then you said maintaining a job is a goal.
Mm-hmm.
I think the objective there, we could call it, is you said you wanted to work steady hours,
Mm-hmm.
and that would help you maintain the job, that goal, and not to get burned out,
Mm-hmm.
and getting rest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we also listen, just as a side note, put in there, hey, possibly being, working and seeing what type of program you can work out with your boss,
Yeah.
and working on better coping skills. And what type of making on your coping skills? What do you think would help you out there?
Making better decisions.
Okay. Decisions in regards to what?
Alcohol, choices as far as like just kind of in relation to everything I just said, really.
Okay.
Friends who I hang around, and just kind of situations I put myself in.
Okay. So it looks like we got all of this squared away here. I'm really excited for you.
Yeah, I guess I am a little bit too.
I mean, and to be honest with you, it's perfectly normal to feel nervous.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect, but you're doing, and I can't say you're doing the right thing. You know if you're doing the right thing or not. How do you feel?
Like you say, a little nervous,
Mm-hmm.
but also hopeful.
Good, good. Because part of this program is a lot of hopelessness, and you'll be amazed at some of the things that they do, and you'll meet some new contacts. And one of the things that always amazes me about this is that what you think you need,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times someone there just may need you. Because what you're doing is you're sharing your strength, hope, and experience with the others,
Mm-hmm.
and with the overall goal of accomplishing your goals and your service, that we laid out in the service plan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited for you, Miles, and I'll get these information drawn up and make a phone call and get you together and get a bed together for you.
All right, let's get to it then. Let's
All right.
make it happen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.